Good. So you're Gail, right? Okay, awesome. It's nice to meet you. I'm Alyssa. You're Liz's sister? Cool, cool. Do you guys get along really well? Oh, well, good. Are you having a good day so far? Yeah. What have you... Really? Where do you work at? Oh, cool. Do you like it? Most of the time. Yeah, definitely. I can see that. I feel like working anywhere with people kind of common, but I like to just walk around Barnes and Noble for fun and just browse the books. Well, thanks for doing this today. I really appreciate it. Anything for your sister, right? Where are you guys from again? Near Chicago. Okay. For some reason, I thought that Liz was from Arkansas. I don't know where I.
She went to college, like her other college was in Arkansas, but we grew up here near Chicago.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. Awesome. Okay, well, if you don't mind, I'll just go ahead and get started and jump right into things. So basically, it's just gonna last probably around 45 minutes. And then, so we'll just kind of go over, chat about any topics you're kind of thinking of. I know you said snacking before in the email. So it'll be really laid back, just kind of like a casual conversation. You can bring up anything you want, ask any kind of questions. I'm super open about everything. So don't feel like you have any stupid questions or anything like that. And I am a student though, I'm not a professional yet, so yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, so overall, what is your main goal to get like out of the counseling session today? Yeah, tips on how to eat healthier. Yeah. So whenever you think of like the word healthy, I don't know, what do you think of when you think of healthy? Like what does that encompass?
In terms of food, I think a lot of fresh foods like vegetables.
Okay.
And kind of like less sugar, especially processed sugar, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. More like incorporating more fresh fruits and vegetables, less like processed foods. Yeah, definitely. That's a good point. And you said that your family is vegetarian?
So I'm 17, so I'm still living at home. So my mom and dad eat vegetarian, and I pretty much do. Occasionally, if I go out with a friend, I might get like a burger, but like the majority of my meals are vegetarian. Sometimes vegan, but most of the time just vegetarian.
Okay, gotcha. So you're not like strictly vegetarian. Sometimes you'll eat meat with like friends and stuff, and then sometimes you'll do like vegan every now and then. Okay, that's interesting. So, are your parents stick to the vegetarian diet like pretty strictly?
Sometimes like if we go out, they'll accidentally eat something.
Really, yeah.
Majority of the time, like they pretty much stick to
Okay. And have you grown up that way like your entire life, or was that like a switch for you?
It was probably about the last 5 years.
Last 5 years?
Yeah. So when we were younger, we ate more meat, but my parents decided to switch to being a bit healthier. So yeah, about 5-ish years ago, we switched to being vegetarian.
Okay. And was that transition like difficult for you from not eating meat to, or from eating meat to not eating meat all of a sudden?
I think at first, especially when I was younger, I would have been like 12 at the time. And I didn't really like vegetables.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true.
But the thing is now, like, as I grew up, my taste buds like matured, and you tend to like more things. So like that change was happening as my taste buds were changing. So it kind of worked out.
Yeah.
I don't eat most of the foods we eat now. So
okay.
I think maybe at a certain point, yeah, but overall, no, I don't think it's super hard.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I feel like every kid that age is kind of like turned off towards vegetables and everything else because everything, like all the bad stuff tastes so good, you know, and you don't want to eat the vegetables. But that's so true. I feel the same way. Like as I've gotten older, I've kind of like acquired a taste for like fruits and vegetables and more stuff like that to where I actually enjoy them. Yeah. So, do you like what are some of the typical like meals that your family would make that are vegetarian?
A lot of like usually it's like some like rice or lentils or beans, and then there's like some sort of veggie mixed in. Sometimes we have it like with tortillas. Then there's usually like some sort of fruit on the side, like that my mom will cut up or whatever. We'll have like strawberries or cantaloupe or something, and then usually like some sort of vegetable too. Like last night, for example, what we had was my mom cut up potatoes and sweet potatoes and like baked those and Brussels sprouts. I think she put like soy sauce on them.
That sounds good.
Yeah, so it's kind of like it's like sweet potato fries. So like that's something we have fairly often. Sometimes we'll do that with asparagus, like stuff like that.
Yeah. Wow, that actually sounds really good. I've recently become a very big fan of Brussels sprouts because I tried them like when I was younger and I was like, but they're pretty good now. So. Yes. Yeah. Cool. Well, that sounds really good. Do you guys eat do you eat eggs still and fish or?
We don't eat fish.
Okay.
Pancakes or waffles or French toast, and we usually have eggs with that.
Okay.
And occasionally, every other week or so, we'll have some meal with eggs, but not super often.
Okay.
Maybe it's baked into something.
Yeah. Not just like eggs by themselves. Yeah. So do you or your parents ever take into account like because you do eat vegetarian most of the time, like do you ever think about if you're getting enough protein, like since protein is found mostly in animal sources?
Yeah, we have
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
we have that fairly often. Like we also have that we have
Beans are beans, yes, they have some protein, but not like a complete protein. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Mom tries to like vegetarian. I mean, like you have to eat more of things generally because they're kind of low calorie. So we do try to eat. That is something my mom talks about. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's always just a good point because most of the protein we eat comes from animal sources, but there's a lot of hidden things like peanut butter too has protein in it and things like that. So, okay, so you mentioned snacking in your email. So did you want to talk about that a little bit and just kind of what that looks like for you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, generally, my meals are like pretty healthy and that type of stuff. But I really do like snacking, which is probably bad. Like sometimes it'll be healthier stuff, sometimes it will be like chips or that type of thing, which isn't healthy. So I guess my question is, would it almost be better if I like spread out my meals and just snacked, or is it better to eat like solid 3 times a day and just eat them? Like, what is it better? Does it not matter? Like,
Yeah, that's actually such a good question because so I'm the same way as you. I am such a snacker. Like I cannot just have breakfast, lunch, and dinner because I get hungry in between. I don't know, and I just like to eat too. So, but yeah, snacking is definitely important because a lot of times whenever we're hungry and we just like want something quick, it's so easy to open up like a bag of chips or something like that and just like go to town. But yeah, I think that your question, it definitely depends on the person. So, like there are advantages to spreading out you're eating throughout the day. So just like smaller, more frequent meals. Some of the things that I found on just like doing some research on snacking, it's just that it's actually beneficial because it keeps your blood sugar in like an optimal range. So instead of like after you eat one meal, your blood sugar might spike and then it might drop again. Whereas snacking, it would keep it more in like a level range, which could help with just like having more energy, being more focused, things like that throughout the day. So snacking in itself isn't really bad. It's just like what we were saying, kind of like what you choose to eat for snacks. So if you don't mind, I think it would be helpful, like maybe if we just went through a typical day of yours and wrote down kind of like a 24-hour, just like a recall of what kind of like what you eat for breakfast and snacks and what you drink and like things like that in between. Would you be okay with sharing that?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to write it a bit of that down too, if that's okay with you. Okay.
Just like a bowl of cereal, and I range like a whole bunch of different types of cereal. My whole family's really big into cereal.
Yeah.
And then I usually won't have a snack until lunch. Usually I'm good until lunch. And then that's usually leftovers of whatever we had the night before, which again is usually like rice or beans or lentils mixed with something else. And then some type of fruit and some type of other vegetable like cucumber, carrots, sugar snap peas, steamed broccoli, something like that.
Okay, yeah.
And then usually around like 3 p.m. I like to snack. With lunch I usually do have a couple pieces of chocolate too.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Chex Mix or like sometimes potato chips, something like that. Usually that's more something salty.
Yeah.
I have a little chocolate after lunch. And then supper is again, kind of the same thing. And then that will be like lunch for the next day usually. And then we don't really have dessert too often. I'd say we definitely we have family pizza nights on Friday night.
Ooh, that's
so we
fun.
have it then. Sometimes I'll snack after supper. But usually that's just like kind of really long day, but normally.
Yeah.
But sometimes again I do snack at other points. That's just
right, yeah, what your day usually looks like. Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. What time do you guys usually eat like breakfast and dinner at? Like what?
Breakfast kind of ranges. Usually though, I'd say it's around, sometimes more 7:30, sometimes more 8:30, but
okay.
Kind of on average. And then lunch is like 12 to 1, depends on what's happening.
Right.
And then supper is usually like 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, somewhere in that range.
Okay. So yeah, so since you have that gap between like lunch and dinner, that's kind of where most of the snacking comes into play. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So do you feel like for breakfast that whenever you eat cereal, do you eat it with milk, cereal? No. Do you feel like that holds you over well, or do you feel like you're hungry after like a few hours?
Usually I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm kind of busy doing stuff, so I don't really
Think about it as much. Yeah.
but for me, I'm homeschooled, but my school still usually get done around 3, so then I'm not as like busy, and then I start also thinking about food.
Yeah, definitely. Do you feel like being homeschooled is more conducive like to snacking since you are like you have that option to do so?
Yeah, I I'm right. And I'm not in a class, so I can,
Yeah. Yeah, because I know, like, whenever I'm, like, just at home and then I know that there's food there, then it's like my mind is just like automatically hungry, and I'm like, am I hungry or am I bored? Like, what's going on? Yeah, definitely. Okay, so you said the big, like, for you, the afternoon snacking, you'll usually eat like Chex Mix or like potato chips.
Yeah.
Do you think that you choose those things just because they're easy, or? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. Chips are actually my favorite snack, so I'm right there with you. So I printed out and I actually emailed it to you, which you don't have to check it now, but I just found this really cool handout online that gives kind of some cool snack options instead of like opening up potato chips or like Chex Mix or anything, which definitely isn't, like, I don't want to make you feel like you could never eat potato chips or Chex Mix or anything like that, because you definitely can, but I don't, has there been any other like salty snack options that you've enjoyed in the past that aren't potato chips? Right. Yeah, definitely. Another, like, one tip that I've noticed that has helped me before too is, so like if I do want something like goldfish or potato chips or whatever it is, like, instead of just opening the bag and then going and sitting down, like portioning it out. So if you have like a Ziploc baggie or like a little bowl or something, then just putting in like a smaller portion or whatever the serving size is, whether it be like 15, 20 chips, whatever that is, and portioning that out. So then you have a way to limit yourself, so you're not just kind of like eating mindlessly. Yeah. Have you tried that before, or? Yeah, definitely. Okay, so let's see. Do you ever go grocery shopping with your parents at all? Very rarely. Yeah.
School, so I don't go super often.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I could, but I don't usually go.
Yeah, definitely. Have you like, do you feel like you're satisfied with like the things that they're buying at the grocery store, or do you feel like they buy because they buy unhealthy things and it's there, then it's more accessible for you to grab and snack on? Yeah. Mhm.
Whatever, but it's not like, I mean, she just buys whatever we eat. She like gets more because my dad also likes to snack a lot. So
yeah, definitely. So, would you want to make kind of like a goal for yourself, that has to do basically with what you want to change with your snacking habits? So, whether it be like portion sizes or limiting snacking or changing what you're snacking on or things like that. Would that be something that you're interested in?
like you said, like it's not that I don't want to ever have chips, but just like finding other options. So I don't. If I am snacking every day, I'm not always snacking on chips. You know,
Yeah.
switching up and having that be more like a every once in a while thing than like every single day.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm gonna read like some of the options on the handout, which I thought the handout was really nice because I feel like a lot of them are like vegetarian options, which was cool. So if there's one, I'm just gonna read like a few of them, and if there's one that like sticks out to you that maybe you'd be excited about, then we can talk about that. Okay, so there's the making your own trail mix, combining cereals, which you said you really like cereals, nuts, seeds, dried fruit, blending a smoothie, popping popcorn. No, yeah. So, have you ever tried making popcorn on the stove before?
Yeah, I think we've done it before.
Yeah. Me and my roommates are actually really into that right now. So you can buy just popcorn kernels at the store in a bag. They're super cheap. They're like $1 or something. And then we'll put the kernels in a pot on the stove with a little bit of oil. And so yeah, it'll just pop and you just kind of shake it and then you just got popcorn and you can put salt on it, or we buy like different seasonings or flavors for it. And it's high in fiber, low calories. Like you said, if you're not loading it up with salt, it's actually a really good snack. So sometimes we'll pop that before class or take it with us, and it's super easy too. So yeah, you could try that. Have you heard of a SMART goal before? Like, so a SMART goal. So the acronym, I'll have to see if I can remember it. It stands for specific, measurable, applicable, reachable. Some I forget what the R is for. And then the T is for timely. So basically, you'd come up with a goal that is specific, something that you feel like you're able to do in a time, like in a specific time zone. So basically, instead of just saying like, okay, my goal is to just stop snacking, or my goal is to just snack every once in a while, like creating something more specific is helpful basically in reaching that goal. So I feel like if you'd be down for it, I feel like that might be something that would be helpful to do. Yeah. So we can kind of walk through that. But so instead of just, like you said, just snacking every once in a while, like maybe you can make something like, okay, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, or something that works with your schedule. And then you could even plan out your snacks if you wanted to. So like mom bought this at the grocery store on Sunday, so we have celery and peanut butter, so I could have this for my snack on Monday.
If you like have it planned, then you're less likely to just grab something random.
Grab something, yeah. I think planning it's so much easier said than done, because I don't know, I feel like that's just life, you know, like you want to plan everything out, and if you planned it would be so much smoother, but it's definitely easier said than done. Yeah. So do you want to try to make a SMART goal?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. If you want to spit out some ideas, I can kind of help you walk you through that.
And I guess like snacking, like I don't know how to like specify which days because it kind of depends. But
right.
Maybe I could do more like only like having a different snack, like every day, like that I do snack in a week, like having something different, so I'm not always grabbing the same, like like grabbing chips or grabbing Chex Mix, like having each one be different, so that it kind of makes me think about it more, and also like you don't have a lot of unhealthy options, so then I'd be forced to grab some more healthy things.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so maybe something you could do after we're done talking is just like, or if you did it like once a week, you could look in your fridge or look in your pantry and see and look at the handout too and be like, oh, okay, well, we have this, this, and this. Maybe I could have this on, these few days. Yeah, definitely. So what do you think? So with you doing that and kind of like planning out your snacking and what that would look like, what do you think are some obstacles to being able to like achieve that goal of planning out your snacking and being more mindful of that?
Maybe like sometimes my schedule's kind of crazy, and then like I think I plan it out, but then something comes up, or and also sometimes I just think I'm really tired, so then I like to just. But if I plan it out and I like already know what my snack is and I already like have that, then that should help with that. I don't, because sometimes I do the thing where you like go and you look in the fridge. And you go look at the fridge, you're like looking for something, but if I already have it, I think that would probably help.
Yes, I definitely do that one all the time. I feel like my first thing I do whenever I come home is just like open the fridge, and then I'll open it like multiple times and be like, maybe something new will be in there. They'll just pop out at me. Yes, yeah. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. Scheduling is very hard with planning anything and time and being tired. Do you get your work schedule like a week in advance or something like that, or do you know?
Usually like the Tuesday or Wednesday before, so
Okay.
I should be able to plan like on Sundays and Saturdays or something. I should be able to plan that week, like what I'll be snacking stuff.
Yeah.
Or just come up with some options of like different things to do.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I really like the idea, how you mentioned like one day, like did you say Saturday or Sunday that you get your?
Yeah, like Sunday or something.
Yeah, so Sunday's a good day because you're kind of like winding down from the weekend right before your week. So you could just like sit down with a planner. I don't know if you like plan out your week with your work schedule and things like that. So maybe you can kind of incorporate that into your planning time. Yeah. So are there any other ways you feel like you can overcome? So like you said, an obstacle was just like scheduling and time and feeling tired. Like how do you feel? What can you do to kind of overcome those barriers from keeping you from reaching that goal?
And like keep it consistent. And I have a pattern like Sunday. I'll like come up with a few options of what I want to do based on what we have in the fridge and based on my work schedule. So I think like just having it be a pattern, and then I'll kind of just be used to it. And, like plan it out a little bit better.
Yeah, planning it out better and making it a habit. I heard somewhere once that after like 21 days of doing something consistently that it automatically becomes like a habit. So maybe making that part of your goal of like, okay, if I can do this, if I can plan this along with my work schedule on Sundays at a certain time, if I can do this for 2 or 3 weeks or whatever it is, then it'll just automatically like become a habit and become like a part of your routine. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think is your confidence level of being able to stick to that? And you can be completely honest.
Probably a 7.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna like not want to do it, but like normally I'm good, so then I should be able to just based on what we have be able to do that.
Yeah. Okay. So you picked a 7. What kept you from picking like a lower number? Like why 7?
I mean, if I do it, it shouldn't be that hard. Like it's kind of a step to up. It's one of those things you actually do it. It's not going to take too long. Like I just look in the fridge, look at my schedule, and put 2 and 2 together. So
yeah, definitely. Do you feel like? So you said your dad likes snacking too.
Yeah.
Do they usually get off work about the time that you are done with school and everything?
Well, my dad actually works from
home. Okay, cool.
So when I'm doing school and I'm going up and down, sometimes I see him come up and grab a snack and go back down.
Yeah. Okay. Do you feel like getting your parents on board, like maybe getting your dad on board with the snacking thing would help you, like a little bit of social support to kind of like if you're in that together? Yeah. That way, because if they're doing like the grocery shopping, then maybe they can help out with that like planning aspect and everything. Cool. Oh, I'm trying to see if I have anything else on here. Is there like, do you have like an ultimate favorite snack? Like this is your favorite thing in the whole world that you love to snack on?
I mean, the thing I snack on the most is probably like chips or something like that. But like my favorite thing is chocolate. So if I get chocolate, like I usually have it once a day in like small amount. But like if I get, sometimes I'll get like really good chocolate, and that's like my favorite. Like the more expensive ones, like every once in a while I get it as a gift. Those are like my favorite.
So dark chocolate has some health benefits to it, so that could be I know, I like dark chocolate too. Do you have any other questions for me about anything? I know you said what you wanted to get out of the session was just overall like how to live a more healthy lifestyle, like eat healthier. Do you have any other questions or anything like that? Yeah, definitely. Can't really think of anything. Alrighty, well, I guess so. Just to sum everything up, I feel like we talked about a lot. Do you feel like the handout is going to be helpful for you with the?
Yeah, I already kind of glanced at it. Some of the options actually seem really good. So.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I know. One really popular thing in my apartment that we've kind of been jumping on board with is making smoothies. So, like, my favorite. Do you like peanut butter? Are you a peanut butter banana? Oh, perfect. My favorite smoothie so far. I like mixing. So I'll put my bananas in the freezer, and so it'll get really cold. So that kind of like makes the consistency more of like a smoothie and makes the smoothie cold. So I'll put in frozen bananas and then a little bit of peanut butter. Depending on if you like your smoothies thick or if you like them kind of watery, you can put ice in there because the ice kind of thickens it up a little bit. But so frozen bananas, peanut butter, ice. I'll put in any type of milk. We have almond milk at home, so I'll put almond milk, a little bit of cinnamon, some oats, and then protein powder actually, like vanilla protein powder in there, and then blend it up, and it makes for a really good snack. Yeah. Have you ever thought about using a protein powder before?
I think my mom
Chocolate, yeah.
actually use it for different things sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is one way we do get protein. I think it's a protein powder.
Yeah, because that could be a really good option to get more of your protein in, especially if you guys are eating a lot of fruits and vegetables and things like that. Yeah, but the chocolate might actually be really good in the peanut butter banana smoothie. Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, sum everything up. We kind of created a goal together just to on Sundays kind of be like your planning day. So whenever you get your schedule for work, just kind of seeing what your time looks like, and then maybe browsing through the kitchen or through the pantry and seeing what kind of snacks you guys have, and just planning it out from there. And then taking ideas from the handout definitely, or making a smoothie if you want to try that. And then another thing we talked about, just the portion sizes. So if you do feel like eating something salty like chips or goldfish, just grabbing a bowl or a Ziploc baggie and just measuring out a portion size or serving size. Are you familiar with serving sizes like on the nutrition labels?
I mean, I've read them.
Okay.
Sometimes. Like, not read them all the time.
Yeah, definitely. I wish I had one. I can email you a copy of one later that kind of like points it out to you, but that actually might be really helpful if you want to just be more mindful of your snacking on the nutrition label of chips or goldfish or whatever it is. It'll say at the very top of the nutrition label, it'll say serving size, and it'll say, like on goldfish, it might say like 15 to 20, somewhere in that range, crackers. So like if you wanted to just grab like a handful or count them out or whatever you wanted to do. So then that way you're just not eating more than you'd want to. So I'm just spitting out random things that come into my brain. But so yeah, just focusing on those portion sizes and sticking to that goal and just kind of overcoming the barrier of not planning or just randomly grabbing things from the kitchen. So okay, well, awesome. Do you have any other questions? I know I asked you, but just making sure you're okay. Perfect. Well, thanks so much for being willing to meet with me today and everything. I really appreciate it. Yeah, and good luck with homeschool and everything and your snacking, and you'll have to update Liz on how you're doing and everything, or maybe I'll text you and see how stuff is going. But yeah, if you ever have any questions, you have my number now, so you can text me. I'm sure Liz knows too, but you can text me about any questions you have. You're welcome. Good luck with homeschool and everything and your work.
Good luck in your assignment.
Thank you. It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
Bye.